Hello, welcome today to this channel that normally comes your way. And today I'm really taking this in central Kenya. As you can see behind me is Mount Kenya. This is just near my place of work, Karatina University. We are just near the Mount Kenya. And I decided to record this one today here because of one significance. I promised you last time, and I said that I'll do a video to explain to you how you can turn your employment or your profession into your own business. And that's what I'm doing today. I want to explain to you or teach you how you can turn your employment or your profession into your own personal business, which you can do later on. Even when you have retired, you can continue working on that until the Lord can take you away when your time comes. And before I continue on, I want to encourage you, please do subscribe to this channel and like it, and also share. If it helps you, please share with somebody else so that they can be able to also share with others and spread the word around. So you don't want to get information or knowledge and keep it for yourself. I got it and I have never kept it for myself. That's why I'm teaching it to you and making it public so that as many people can come to know and exercise that. So to our topic, how to turn your profession or your employment into your own business. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 11 and 12, it says that above all, mind your own business. You know, we spend all our time working for people. All employed people, we are working for people. And because we are working for people, it comes to a time when we reach 60 years old or the age that we retire at, your employer tells you, thank you very much for working for me. I don't need you anymore. You are too old so I don't want you to be around. Go home. And the young people who are coming behind you, they also want to take your place. And therefore, I came up with this idea of thinking, when somebody is retired and you are at home, relaxing maybe in your rural home, what do you really do? You need to be able to be doing something you are enthusiastic about, something which is deep in your blood and in your heart. Your job that you are doing will continue being in your heart because it is what you are doing right now. You know how to do it, and it becomes so good that you can do it even when you have retired. So that's why I'm saying you need to learn the techniques of how you can turn your job right now and your employment right now into your own personal business. Working for yourself. You have worked for other people for 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, whatever the number of years you've worked for them. But now it's time to work for you. But you should start doing this as early as possible. Don't do it when you're too old and too weak that you can't run your business very well. So, how do you do it? For example, I normally tell my students when I teach them in the university that the best thing to do is when you come to do a degree or you come to do a course of some kind, when you're training for your profession, the best thing to do is to train in a course or do a degree that you can be able to turn it into your own business if you don't have a job. I know that my age and many people in this country and all over the world, people go to school, they go to college to do some courses, they go to universities to do some degrees so that when they are through with their degrees, they get employed. But employment right now is becoming scarce and scarce. Getting a job is almost next to impossible. You know, it's not easy. So the best thing to do, and I will advise you, if if you are a young man, young woman, looking for a course to do or a degree to do, I will encourage you to choose a course and choose a degree that when you are through with it, even if you are not employed, you can go straight into doing your own business using the knowledge that you have acquired through your college and through your university. That's what I advise. So you should be able to do entrepreneurship where you are able to turn your training and your course into a business that you can do for yourself. So jobs are not there. So looking for a job 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, stranded at home, you can never do anything else because there's no job. Don't waste your time doing that. Please, I advise you, choose a course, choose a degree that after training, you can turn that course into your own business. People who are doing the computers, people who are doing training several other ways and other areas, you can turn them into a business. So let's say you are employed right now. For example, the people who have already turned their training and their degrees into their own businesses are people like lawyers. A lawyer graduates, and a lawyer will be admitted to the bar, and after practicing there for a few years, they set up their own law firm and they work through their law firm, so they have trained that one. Doctors are also other people. Doctors after they have been trained, they work in a hospital, and after some time they set up their own practice and they have their own clinics where they are going to be treating people. So doctors are doing that. Also pharmacists are very good in that. After training and they are through, they don't have to look for a job. They go up and set up their own pharmacies and they sell medicine to people. And so many other things happen that way. Engineers, people who are like engineers who are dealing with building architectures. When they have finished their degrees, they simply sit down, get an office somewhere, and they drew architectural drawings for people who want to build. People like even the surveyors. Surveyors will not be looking for a job. They'll be able to just do their own business, to survey land for people, and they get paid, and all is well. Now, those are some of the professions that are directly, when you come out of the training or out of the university, you can simply be able to do your own business. Now, let's say, for example, you are a teacher. You are a primary teacher or a secondary school teacher, or you are a university lecturer like myself. So how do you turn your teaching profession or teaching work or job into a business? I know many people will be shocked and surprised. Teaching, you can only do teaching in a school and you have to be employed as a teacher. Yes, that is true, but there's a way you can do it. Teacher, if you are a teacher and you work very hard, you can end up setting up your own primary school because you are a trained teacher. Or if you are a secondary school teacher, you can end up setting up your own high school or your own primary school or your own, and even if you go further and you get more money, why not? If you are a university lecturer, you can set up a university if you have some money to do that. I know there are people right now, businessmen, who have set up universities and they are running universities as businesses. And therefore, lecturers, because they don't have money, they can't do that. But it's something which you can do. That's one way. The other way as a teacher, that you can turn your teaching profession into a business is that, have you ever thought of maybe if you are teaching primary or teaching secondary school, have you ever thought of being able to do for example, if you are teaching history or you are teaching geography or chemistry or biology, whatever you are teaching, why don't you write books in that area that you are teaching? That's one way. When you write books, that business, you become an author in that particular area. So you have been teaching it, but now you write books in your area to teach students who are coming up. That one way as a teacher you can do. You can become an author of books. You can also teach those subjects as revision books or revision courses on YouTube. Set up your own YouTube. Teach people the history of Kenya and East Africa and Africa as a whole and the world altogether. I am sure many students will come to your YouTube to just learn history, preparing themselves for the upcoming exams. Biology teacher, you can do the same. Write books in biology, and you can also end up being what? You can end up doing that biology, preparing lessons that are required in the high school or in the primary, and being able to put them on your YouTube. And then once you have talked with YouTube, people will come and subscribe, and after subscribing, you end up earning through the internet by subscription of people coming and doing that, and more people looking at what you are doing. So that's a teacher. And you can also learn, you can be able to prepare lessons and sell them. Prepare lessons which you can sell to other teachers who are teaching biology or who are teaching history or geography or whatever you are teaching. Whatever, if it is chemistry, you can do the same. So you can do that. Also, if you have some money, why not? If you are teaching biology or chemistry or science subjects, what can you do? You can be able to set up laboratories, private labs, where people will come and they'll be able to do practicals in your labs. That's something which you can be able to do. That's wonderful. Let's say you have trained in the business administration. You can set up your own YouTube and put the training of teach people how to do business on your YouTube and help them, and many people will come and learn. As people say right now, you can learn almost anything on YouTube. People in Western world, they have learned this technique, and they have put almost everything people want to learn on YouTube, and they get a lot of subscribers and they earn on the internet. That's very, very wonderful. So that's one that you can do, and there are very, very many jobs, very many professions. But the idea is sitting down and asking yourself, how can I turn my job or what I'm doing, what I'm employed in right now, into my own private business that I can do even after retirement, and I'll teach my children to follow in my own profession and learn together with me. That's something that one can do very, very easily. And we need to think about it and reason. Now, the problem here with many people is this. They say, yes, I can turn my business, or I can turn my job and my profession into my own private business. But I don't have capital. That's what many people will say. I have no capital. So because I don't have capital, how can I do it? Let me show you the easier way of how to get your own capital. Because people, when they think about capital, they think of borrowing from the banks, and a bank will never give you money. When you are just a new person in that field, they'll never give you money for that business, no. And even maybe your relatives, your parents, or maybe your sister, brothers can bail you out on that. But if they don't have that kind of money, and let's say you are employed, you are a professional, and you are in employment, what you could do is that every month, starting now, as I said in other video I recorded earlier, just go ahead and check those videos. One of them I explain how to budget. And I want to bring one portion of that budget issue, which I said that when you're budgeting your money, the first thing you need to do is to pay yourself first. And paying yourself first is 20%. And this is found what I call the Joseph principle. When Joseph was in Egypt, he told the Pharaoh that God was going to give Pharaoh 7 good years where there would be bumper harvest. And Joseph advised Pharaoh that 20% of what is harvested should be stored aside because there was going to come 7 more years that will be very bad and famine will be a lot in the land. So they set aside 20% of what they were earning. I will advise you this one now, that in your salary, when you get your income, and the aim is to set up your own business using what you're doing right now, your profession, your training, your job, turning it into your own business. What you'll have to do is that you take 20% of your income and you save it aside. I know saving in the bank will be very hard. So what you'll do with this 20%, take 10% and save it with your SACCO or your CHAMA, cooperative, SACCO or CHAMA, or all of it. Put all of it there. But I will advise, put 10% there, and then the remaining 10%, go and buy a SIM card, Safaricom SIM card. And on that SIM card, put M-Pesa on it, because Safaricom can allow you to have more than one SIM card, even more than 2 SIM cards. So that SIM card, you're going to have it, put M-Pesa on it, and buy simplest handset that you can put that SIM card in. So every month, 10% of your 20% goes in that SIM card. You save in that SIM card, and 10% you take it to your SACCO or to your CHAMA that you are a member of. So you are saving twice like that. So after 2, 3, 4, 5 years of doing that, and let me explain this. Before, the money you are putting in your SIM card is money which is available to you anytime. And you are doing that to avoid borrowing small money from friends or from people. Sometimes you are broke, or you come to a point where you need only 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, and you have to ask. You go to friends, they tell you they don't have money. You go to the second one, they don't have money. You go to Shylock, they ask for something to put there as a security, and Shylock's interest is very high. To avoid that, you save 10% in your SIM card. Anytime you are broke, anytime there's an emergency, financial, because any emergency requires money. So when you have an emergency, lend yourself from your SIM card. Go there, maybe you already now have there maybe 20,000 or 15,000, and you only need 5,000. So take 5,000, use it. At the end of the month, pay yourself, refund yourself, pay that. When you are taking it, take it as a debt. So you loan yourself, or you lend yourself, and then you pay yourself at the end of when you get the money, and you replace it there, and you continue saving there. And your CHAMA and corporate, you say, also going on. A time will come, after 5 years or 6 years, you have now sizable amount of money in CHAMA and in CHAMA or SACCO, or in your SIM card. Combine the two and then work out how you are going to do the business. And that means, because you understand your job very well, you understand where you work, employ very well, you can be able to set up a business running using your own money. And you run it slowly, or you get somebody whom you can employ that will be doing, and you supervise that person to that job, or you start doing it on weekends every now and then. So let's say you have been saving for 5 or 6 years, then now you take that money from CHAMA or from SACCO, and you take from the SIM card, combine it together, set up your own business. Then start running it slowly. Don't resign and set up a business. No, start a business while you are still employed. So the moment the business picks up and the income from the business is now more than what you are earning at your place of work, that's the moment to resign and go and concentrate on your business and run it up the time which has got no retirement, and you teach your children to follow up like that with you, and all will be well. So that's how you work out things. I know there are so many professions I have not touched. If you have a profession that I have not touched and you want to know how you can turn that into a business, please call me. Call me, and also I am setting up, I have a Google Meet that I meet people to train them on this, what I'm talking about, like business, how to start a business. My name is Dr. Doki Ogao, and I welcome you to this channel, and please subscribe and continue on listening to the next one. So get in touch with me and tell me what your business is or what your employment is, and I'll show you how you can turn it into a business. And then if you're interested in my Google Meet, please contact me using that telephone number I have just given you, and I'll set you up. We meet every week, and therefore contact me and I'll put you in, and we can go on and train that one. Thank you. God bless you.